For joining us tonight. I'm Brooke Bickford. Today was a pretty special day for some Siouxland service members, as home is truly where the heart is. For many in Siouxland who have gone months waiting to be reunited with loved ones thousands of miles away, today was the day it was over. KTIV's Nathan Price takes us to the Air National Guard base for a very special family reunion.
Families gathered in the 185th Iowa Air Guard hangar, excited to welcome home the members of the 185th Air Refueling Wing after a 3-month deployment in the Middle East. The airmen were tasked with aerial refueling of aircraft, helping to keep them flying in harsh desert conditions. Adam Carlson, wing commander for the 185th, said he is proud of the work the airmen have done and glad they can be reunited with their families.
It's great to see, but it's also a powerful reminder of the sacrifice that not only the member but their families make when the members deploy. Deployment is hard on both the member and the families, but especially when you take into account this was over a lot of Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. It's tough on the families, but we try and make sure the families are well taken care of.
Now, the 185th leadership tells me that this is not only a great day for families, but also for the community in general, as the airmen not only play a vital role abroad, but right here in Siouxland.
Most of the members of the 185th, they don't work here full time. They're members of the community. They work at dealerships, or they're part of the civilian infrastructure. So getting them back integrated into the community, it benefits everybody.
Odell says the welcome is well deserved, as the 185th have done great work.
I'm proud of what every single one of those individuals did. That they truly went out and they represented Siouxland, they represented our wing, and we couldn't have asked any more.
And that should make their families and all of Siouxland very proud. In Sioux City, Nathan Price, KTIV News 4.
Well, many members of the 185th have returned. Others are still deployed and expected to return in the coming months. The 185th plans to hold a formal welcome home ceremony in September to honor all recently deployed members. Welcome home.